What up, players? It's WarbOssTae back up in this mug. Today we're taking a look at these Putrid Blightkings, and this is an appreciation video for JamJar, the spiciest hobbyist in the land, cooking up all sorts of goodness in his hobby kitchen. He is doing a Slaves of Darkness Chaos box set for Age of Sigmar for his July painting challenge, and I thought I'd send him a little love. If you have not seen JamJar's station, his channel, please head over there and give him a subscribe and a like and a comment. Tell him WarbOssTae sent you. If you're already subscribed to him, tell him I said hi anyways, because he's a great guy and I absolutely love him. So today for the Putrid Blightkings, obviously the reason is because they are Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and you've got 5 of them in this box. You can build them up in a number of different ways. And I love this kit so much. I love this kit so much. First I was thinking, well, I've got a box of Chaos Knights, and those are probably more in line with his challenge, but then I realized, you know, I want to get him as many subs and views as I can if you are new to his channel. And the Blightkings are a little bit more popular because they're newer and they're so awesome. So let's take a look at what you get on these sprues. You get 3 sprues in the box. We'll take a look at this first one. And it looks like this one is, what do we have? Some fur and a hand holding what to be a shield, a corroded sword. There's one of the faces. Oh man, these sculpts are absolutely fantastic. You can build them up, paint them up in a number of different ways, and I really, really love the creativity in these Nurgle kits. You've got a helmet with one horned head. This mask, this style of mask with the grate or the holes on the front was made popular in the 90s when they made that one rider, I think, or that one champion of Nurgle with that the covering over his face, and it just looks so cool. You've got a scythe, you've got this one banner to Nurgle. Keep looking. I love this one. It's got the symbol of Nurgle with the swords. What looks to be a shoulder pad. Yeah, the shield is really fantastic. All of the armor bits and shields and everything just looks really spot on. I love the wicked looking mace with a spike on the end. We've got another sword here. And I'm planning to paint mine up with the Death Guard color scheme, that light sickly green with some pale flesh and just bruised and with pus and all sorts of nastiness dripping down it. All right, so that's the first one. Second sprue of 3. We've got more shoulder pads and symbols of Nurgle. This one looks to be a, yeah, here's another torso. Spikes, big on spikes, the Nurgle fly head. Oh, this is a shield, okay. Some more spikes, an axe. Oh, this really disgusting bloated looking arm with a sword. Ugh, oh, so gross. And this one looks like a torso with fangs on it. Whew, so creative, so disgusting, so many things that you can do, and so many different ways you can build your miniatures. I love anything where it has these open, like bleeding pustules and things you can paint different colors. What I'm planning on doing is painting all of these open sores, these pustules, as eyeballs rather than yellow. You see them as yellow a lot, and I kind of want to do them as white eyeballs. And there's a little nurgling saying hello. Got one torso with a bell. He had a bell for lunch, I guess. More bells. Yeah, flies, bells, the three triangle symbol of Nurgle. Those are all his favorite things. Horns and spikes, weird looking growths coming out all over. It's just so gross. And let's take a look at the last one here. Yeah, bells. Ooh, I think I saw on one of the models, it's like a fly head. So this, I'm just showing you the back. You're probably saying like, oh, WarbOssTae, there's like, I can't see any of the detail and stuff, because I want to show you. Some of these have like the cool detail on the backs, but this is what they look like on the front. Oh man, it's probably for like a champion figure, full demon. This one is cool because it's like a bare torso with a symbol of Nurgle like bolted onto his stomach. Ah, oh, so gross. Extra hanging sword. The three-headed, yeah, or like the triple, the two balls and the like triangle symbol. Like this like hanging chains with the little spikes on the end. Yeah, Nurgle stuff is all corroded, it's always like rusted, and gives you a lot of fun options for playing with orange and brown rust, verdigris effects. Where's that fly head? I could have sworn I saw one had like the head of a fly. Okay, well, we'll take a look at the instructions really quick. You got 5 of these round bases, and we'll show you what the instructions look like, and then we'll go away. I'll build them up, and then I'll show you what they look like at the end. Putrid Blightkings A. So it looks like they give you the options to build 5 different ones. You basically got the torso and the legs, and then you have your option of what you want to build on the front. This tongue, ew, gross. Yep, there's one option. This is still the same one, but you can mix and match the torso fronts, the arms, the spikes. There's a lot of customization you can do, so you can have a number of different looking models just from the same 5 basic torso shapes. The great thing is, because there are so many different ways that you can configure your models, you're going to have a lot of leftover bits, which is going to be great for converters and kit bashers such as myself. Blightkings C. Yeah, look at all of that. Oof. Really fun. This one you can build with either a horned helmet or this one with the bells. And here are your different looking finished models. Blightkings D. And Blightkings E. Yep, I knew it. Look at that. So cool. Ugh, gross. I love this kit. This kit is awesome, and I'm gonna go and build them up, and we'll show you what they look like at the end of the video. All right, we are back, players, and I have some fantastic models to show you for JamJar's appreciation video. Let's actually, before we get to the dessert, let's take a look at the models still on the sprue, what we have left on the sprues, and we'll see what we have left to put in our bits boxes, because there's quite a lot. There's a lot of substantive pieces still on here. A lot of them, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use because they are the fronts of torsos. So like this one is a torso that is very specifically shaped to a body type and a pose that without this back part of the torso, it's going to be kind of hard to shape this to something else. Not saying that's impossible though, and here's a fun idea. If you have like Nurgly vehicles or mutated vehicles, you might just slap on some green stuff to a rhino, a chaos rhino or something, and just push this onto it and mold it into place. That might be fun. So what do we got? We have, and then this little dangly piece goes in there as well. You've got a shield, you've got some arm bits, you've got spiky shoulder pad. You've got a grotesque arm holding a rotted sword. Looks like the back part of the shoulder pad here, or the front part rather. You have just, the top of this one staff. I'll show you this part because it's pretty cool. So you could either have that spear sword tip or this Nurgle symbol on it. It joins right over there at the handle. I decided to go with the more nurgly bit instead of the weapon. Got another helmeted head and a grotesquely bloated hand holding a curved knife looking thing. Got another, this looks like a, yep, another head, a hand holding an axe. Some of these shields unfortunately have hands sculpted onto them, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to use. But what you could do, if you wanted to represent your guys as having a sword and a board, but you had someone like this holding the banner, and you still wanted to have the sword and shield, then what you could do is clip this out and just glue it to the guy's back. So it looks like he's got the shield slung across his back. And then if you have some hobbying chain, some very thin hobbying chain, then you can wind it around the model and make it look like he's got that shield just chained to his body. All right, so the second of 3 sprues, we've got a fully armored torso. We've got a hand holding an axe. And some of these you can use for your Space Marines, your Death Guard, or for your other Chaos Knights or Chaos Warriors if you're going with the Nurgle theme. I think you could find a way to make these align with the arms. They're not too different in scale. I love this axe. Unfortunately, it's got a hand attached to it, but man, look at that. Look at the detail on that axe. That is just beautiful. You've got a sickle. Unfortunately, it's the same kind of problem where this hand attaches to this part, and then you've got 2 hands holding the sickle. You don't have just a sickle all by itself, which would be pretty cool. Just have a nurgly themed looking scythe rather. And some more swords, some more weapons, another hand holding a shield. See, this is kind of what I wish the other shield had rather than the hand sculpted on. If you could have the hand with the straps on, then that might be better, like this guy. So you've got the shield, this one nurgly shield. The back you could fill with green stuff, or you can just like cover it so that you can't see it, and then strap it to the back of one of your models to make it look like he's got 2 weapons. Or I'm sorry, a shield and a weapon. I love this pick. These war picks are fantastic. The spiked ball with the little blade at the end, terrific. I was looking up some medieval history on how people used to use these kinds of weapons to fight knights in armor, because you could really like puncture the steel, the plate mail. Like that head with the horns, I wanted to use it, but there just wasn't any real space for it. I don't really like this helmet here in the corner. I just want to zoom in for a second because it looks like his mouth is supposed to be like, what is that? What's going on with his mouth? First I thought it was like a fly's like mandibles, but no, it kind of looks like a hoof or something. I don't know. Are they just teeth? Maybe just really bad teeth. Another Nurgle torso over here. I don't think I caught, and yeah, that's about it for that one. Some of these heads, like, they're so easy to miss, but I mean, you cut these out, you could have some really cool looking heads for your Chaos Space Marines, your Death Guard, or your Chaos Knights. And finally, the third sprue. Let's take a look at the pieces that we have left. You've got an armored torso. You've got the bell. I decided not to use the bell. It looks really, really cool though. You could glue both sides to the bell. If you want, you can cut off the part here where the guy's hand is, and then you can just have the bell like attached to, again, to a Chaos Rhino, some kind of vehicle that you could use it for. A lot of these shields too, like any of these, you don't have to use these on infantry models. I'm thinking of a lot of really cool looking pieces can go onto vehicles, like the shields. Some of these heads you could put onto like plague bearers to make them stand out, or to yeah, just Chaos Space Marines. I like this flail with the bells. That looks really cool. This torso, okay, so this is the one torso that I think I didn't care for the least. Like, I really like these big chunky armor torso ones. And the ones that I'm going to show you are the open ones I really enjoy also, obviously because I'm using them. But this one here, I just don't care for it because it's like his bare belly. You don't really see anything besides some scratches, some cracking in the skin. There's no reason for it to be covered up. And then you've got this kind of like sheet, like very loosely draped over the front It's like, I don't really care for it. I don't understand what the design was behind that, but oh well. And yeah, another warp pick over here that looks like it's incorporating the symbol of Nurgle. All right, so those are the sprues that what we get left. I also wanted to share because, you know, just to be complete. Here are some pieces that I ended up not using. The what looks like the demon head. Looks like a big plague bearer head with a big horn. So that's cool. I'm definitely going to be saving this. I ended up just going with a different looking head for it, but yeah, I love this head. Then you've got, I think this was like a shoulder. Yeah, an armored shoulder piece. And it's just because the torso I ended up going with, it didn't have the space for this arm, so I had to kind of switch it out. And this torso, the one with the bell. So I initially thought, oh, that's pretty interesting, just pop that on and then you have a little bell coming out from his blowed up stomach. But in the end I decided not to go with it. That's okay. No reason to look back. We make our decisions and we live with it. And here's the first guy I want to show off, Krabby. Love the way he turned out. I love his crustacean arms. I think I might go with them like steamed crab legs, pink and white, just to contrast the green armor tones and the sickly pale flesh. And the sword, I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint these three balls like brass or what, but I love look at the serrated edge of the sword and the way it juts out at the end. That's really nice. Here's the first model that I built. I love his spiked head. I love the little Nurgling popping out. I love his hand that's like also got this mutation that's like a mouth. So I'm gonna paint this in more of a purplish color scheme so that it contrasts with the Rakarth flesh, the bone color of the skin that I'm gonna be using. Nurgling's gonna be green so you can really see him pop out. And then all of the guts, exposed guts, are gonna be red and wet and look really, really nasty. And if you see any pustules like this on his chest, then I'm going to be doing those as eyeballs, painting them up as like having blue eyeballs. I did that with my Blightkings model and it was a real success. It went over really well. If you see any mold lines or flashes or bits that I didn't get to, then rest assured I will trim them off before I prime my models. I really just wanted to get them built up and show them off. Let's take a look at Krabby one more time under the extreme close-up cam. I used to not be a fan of the mutations, like the Chaos Possessed models. I didn't really care for them, and then, I don't know, the older I get, the more I just think they look really interesting, and if you paint them up well, then who can say? I like that this guy's got his armor, but then his arms are bare. He's got this shoulder pad piece, but his, yeah, you could tell that he's gonna have a lot of different fun looking colors. Like his leg is melting into the armor. It's so gross. Is that toenails? Oh, so nasty. This other leg is just completely wrapped up in gauze bandages. So these are so much fun. Feral Strike asked if they're conversions. They're not conversions. They're all the Putrid Blightkings box, and the fact that they were able to get so many interesting looking designs out of one box set, kudos to them. So this is the one I'm gonna do with 3 eyeballs, you guys, and it's gonna look so gross. But first I was thinking, do I want to do like the yellow balls of pus and stuff? And well, you see them done all the time. They look pretty cool, but could you imagine 3 like blue eyes, or maybe 1 eye green, 1 eye purple, just like staring out of this guy's belly? Oh man, it's making me sick just thinking about it, in a good way. And finally, the fly guy. Oh, it's so cool. I love his head. I don't think I've seen anybody paint that particular head option before. Oh look, he's got a little fly on his armor. It was meant to be, Grandfather Nurgle has blessed you, my friend. You're gonna look so amazing. Oh man, look at his gross mutated leg. It's so nasty. And there you have it, folks. The Putrid Blightkings from Games Workshop. A fantastic kit. They did come out pretty expensive. I remember when this kit first came out, the price was so like high for a box of plastic miniatures where you only get 5. And then they were like, well, you know, they're larger bases. They're not. We thought when we first saw them they were just regular Chaos Warrior size, but no, they're a lot bigger. Maybe not a lot, but they're pretty huge, and they are full of detail. They're packed full of detail, and I want to say a lot of your sticker price is really just coming from the amount of extra bits you have in your bit box now. So all hail Grandpapa Nurgle. If you enjoyed this video, please head over to JamJar and subscribe to him if you're not already. I'll put his link down in the description below. Such a great guy. Tell him I said hi if you pop in, and we will see you all in the next video. Latest, players!